Welcome to Gomer Games. This is Gomer. We're going over Industries DLC here and different industries that are available. And the last video we went over farm. And yes, I am cheating here. I did got rid of the farming area and created an ore industry area right here in the same area, just so I can show off what we can do here. So let's go ahead and get started here. You do exactly the same thing as you did with the farming. You go through and you just paint a industry. Exact same procedure. Nothing's different. Just go through, paint the industry, make it cover the entire area. Like if you were doing this, you'd probably want to go down and grab as much of the ore as you can. There you go. And then go over to the industry and click on ore. And as usual, or the same, there is a main building, kind of like a headquarters building for the ore industry, just like there was for farming. Click on that. And now the game knows that this is right there, more ore production. So it knows that it is a ore production area there. And it works very similar to the farming. It's a little bit different, which is the reason why we're going over each one of these industries, is because they're slightly different, but they are the same. It's kind of weird, but you have these different mines, and I'll place them down so you can kind of look at them. Okay. Okay, let's just do the mines to start with here. Now you have, these are above ground mines. And how I typically use these is I would put these, if I was doing this in a real game, I would put these at the edge of this mountain here. So it looks like they're kind of digging into the mountain. Is how I would do that. And it just makes it look like this thing spins on a pedestal and it's grinding up, and then obviously this retracts in and out and grinds up the mountain, and it cuts the edge of the mountain out. And then you have the below ground mines. This one is the large one, which I honestly think the smaller one looks better. I don't like the way this is shaped. You could put different rocks and stuff around it, but without going to the workshop, I think it would be pretty difficult to match the color. So it doesn't really I mean, it looks all right, but I think but this one here looks a little bit better. It looks like it's slanted down, so you can place a couple rocks, or maybe do some landscaping, or maybe place it right at the edge of a hill or something, and it looks like that's going right into the side of the mountain there, and I like that. But the same as the farm and the animal products, the fields and the animal pastures and stuff, it creates ore, and ore is your raw product. And once you level up, you can use these different items. Obviously, you can start out with the small mines, and then when you level up, you move up to the larger mines there. And then here you have I skipped a mill, ore grinding mill. So we'll place that. And at the click off. There we go. That takes the ore and creates metal, and that creates a secondary product from your raw product there. And then what that does is that creates, here's your, just like you had your flour and your glass, or excuse me, your flour and your animal product and your crops on the farming. Now you have metal and glass, and your straight ore will be exported. So you move over to this here, which is a glass manufacturing plant. So it takes ore and produces glass. So now when I click on, I should have placed that before showing you this to begin with. Now you have the ability to make all three of these items. So you can export all three. So obviously you want more mines to produce enough ore to feed your glass industry and your metals industry, and maybe even produce enough to export a little bit. And that'll get you into the positive there. And then this shows how many workers that you need to cover your entire industry. I don't know if I said that or showed you that on the farming industry. And then that tells you your next level as you upgrade. And then as you upgrade levels, it opens up new items. So you start out with the smaller mines, and then you move into the higher mines, and you start out with the smaller manufacturing buildings and move into the larger ones. Like this one here is a Rotary Kiln plant, I think is how you pronounce that. And we'll place that down, and that produces more metal. So it's basically an upgrade to this grinding mill. So it produces considerably more metal, but it also eats more ore. So you have to make sure you have one of these large mines producing enough, maybe even a couple, depending on what it takes to bring those in. And then next one here is a fiberglass plant. And it produces, it's basically an upgrade from the glass manufacturing plant. It produces more glass. And then the next one here, these are storage buildings, just like the silos and the barns. Have different types of storage. So you have these storage areas, like I always put a storage area usually right next to a mine. I can't really do that here. Say, well, right there, for the heck of it. They look pretty good with right next to that mine there. So then you have, well, even though that's a little bit too close, but you have piles of ore sitting right next to the mine, waiting for trucks to pick it up to haul it off to these plants or to export it. But that's the ore industry. Like I said, they're all similar, very similar, very similar, but they're all a little bit different. The barracks works exactly the same. The maintenance building works exactly the same. As you level up, you get these bigger buildings. So this is Gomer. This has been Gomer Games. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave those, and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.